annual reorganization meeting. Today is Thursday, January 2nd, 2020, and the time is 6 p.m. We are at the historic courthouse. Before we begin, please mute or turn off all your cell phones. This meeting is called to order. I call Pastor Rodriguez to the dais to lead us with invocation and prayer. Thank you.
Just bow our heads together. Father, I do thank you for just the privilege of being able to come before you and to seek your face as to what it is that you want for this county and for these people. I pray, Father God, for this courtroom and for all the leaders here, that you would grant them, starting from today, Father, and every day the rest of this year, supernatural wisdom, Lord God. Father, guidance and direction to know what decisions to make, Lord God, that they would hear from your heart. I also pray, Father, that you would grant them the strength and the courage to always do what is right, Lord God, in your eyes. Not just what is popular, but what is right, Father. I pray that you give them a heart for the things that are good, Lord. I pray that you help them to hold up the Constitution. Father, I also pray that you give them the ability to decide what is right in your eyes. Lord, I pray that you grant them favor in the hearts of all the people and all their constituents. But most of all, I pray that your perfect will is accomplished in their lives through them in our county, and that your blessings will be theirs and for us also, that your blessings would be ours as Sussex County through them. I pray for each of them, and I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. And amen.
Thank you. Please rise for the salute to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, Public Law 1975, has been made by regular mail on the 12th of December 2019, as per authorization of the board and per notice, which was posted, email, and mailed from the administrative offices of the County of Sussex, located in the Administrative Center, 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey, to the following: New Jersey Herald, New Jersey Sunday Herald, the Star Ledger, WNNJ Radio, and WSUS Radio, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for public announcements, and has been submitted to the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act. At this time, I invite County Clerk Jeffrey Parrott for the determination of statement.
Thank you. This time I'm going to read the statement of determination. Statement of determination of the Board of County Canvassers relative to an election held in the County of Sussex, State of New Jersey, for the election of certain officers, said county, on the 5th day of November 2019. The said board does determine that at the said election, the following officers have been duly elected: Michael F. Strada, County Sheriff, 3-year term; Anthony J. Fasano, County Freeholder, 3-year term; Sylvia Patillo, County Freeholder, 3-year term. Duly elected to the office and for them and for the term above set forth. I do hereby certify that the foregoing is true, full, and correct statement of determination of the Board of Canvassers therein mentioned. In witness thereof, I have hereto set my hand this 12th day of November 2019. Jeffrey M. Parrott, Sussex County Clerk; Alan P. Langar, Chairperson, Board of County Canvassers, and the State of New Jersey, County of Sussex. And the final certification as written. I, Jeffrey M. Parrott, County Clerk of the County of Sussex, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a true, full, and correct copy of the statement of determination of the Board of County Canvassers relative to an election held in a county or regional district thereof on date herein noted for certain officers, and the certificate thereto appended as fully and entirely as the same remains on file in my office. In testimony, I have hereto set my hand and affixed said November 12th, the 12th day of November 2019. And that completes the statement of determination, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
I invite now Sylvia Patillo to stand and take the oath of office. I have a script for you.
Oh, that's, thank you. That's very
You're
helpful.
welcome.
Right hand, please repeat after me. I, Sylvia Patillo,
I, Sylvia Patillo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and
to
allegiance
the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office
of the office
of freeholder for the county of Sussex,
of freeholder for the county of Sussex,
to fill a 3-year term.
to fill a 3-year term,
Said term to expire
said term to expire
December 31,
December
2022,
2022,
to which I have been elected
which I have been elected
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God. Congratulations.
Next, I invite Anthony Fasano to be sworn in. Judge.
I, Anthony Fasano,
I, Anthony Fasano,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and justly
and justly
perform
perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
freeholder for the county of Sussex,
freeholder for the county of Sussex,
to fill a 3-year term,
to fill a 3-year term,
said term to expire
said term to expire
December 31, 2022,
December 31, 2022,
to which I have been elected
to which I have been elected
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. My pleasure.
Just want to make a little presentation. This is Anthony's official sign that says Sussex County Freeholder on it. Hopefully you wear this many, many years. Thank you.
Let me just back up one moment. I want them to sign their oaths of office.
If you would please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible and repeat after me. I, Michael Strada,
I, Michael Strada,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and justly
and justly
perform
perform
all the duties of the office of
all the duties of the office of
Sheriff for the County of Sussex,
Sheriff for the County of Sussex,
to fill a 3-year term,
to fill a 3-year term,
said term to expire
said term to expire
December 31, 2022,
December 31, 2022,
to which I have been elected
to which I have been elected
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Next, we move on to the appointment of the Director of the Board of Chosen Freeholders for the year 2020. Do I hear a nomination for a Director of the Board of Chosen Freeholders?
Yes, I'll nominate Sylvia Patillo as Director of the Sussex County Freeholder Board.
I second.
Is there another nominee for Director? Hearing none, the nominations are closed. There is a motion to appoint Freeholder Sylvia Patillo as Director of the Board of Chosen Freeholders. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second?
Roll call. Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley?
Yes,
Okay.
congratulations.
We can administer that.
It's quite an honor to be deputy. I'm very grateful for this. So, on to business. Appointing the Deputy Director of the Board of Chosen Freeholders for the year 2020. Do I hear a nomination for Director of the Board, Deputy Director of the Board of Chosen Freeholders?
Yes, I would like to nominate John Fantasia.
Second.
I'll second.
Can I have a roll call, please? Oh, there's no more nominations. All right, so then I need to have a move the motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
Now we can have a roll call.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Yardley?
Yes.
Yes. At this time, I'm going to ask Jerry Scanlon to please stand and introduce the dignitaries.
Jerry Scanlon. Before I start, I mean, it's incredible. I think this year we're going to have an incredible team of freeholders right here, and I think they're going to do amazing work. Incredible. The dignitaries, representing the 5th Congressional District, Josh Gottheimer is Cheryl Krause. Steve Oromo. County Clerk, Jeff Harrop. The Sussex County Administrator, Greg Pop. County Community College President, Dr. John Conley. SCUMA Chairman, John Drake. Former freeholder Phil Crabb. Franklin Borough Councilman Stephen Skellinger. Franklin Borough Councilman Concetta Formica. Almost. Sparta Township Councilman Jerry Murphy. Stanhope Mayor Patty Zahaki. Stanhope Councilwoman Diana Cock.
This time I'd like to ask our Business Administrator, Gregory Pop, if you would introduce the dignitaries and department heads.
Sure. Mr. Scanlon made that look effortless. The challenge of recognizing people is invariably you're going to miss someone. So I'll apologize in advance if I don't see you. We have County Counsel Kevin Kelly. Our Clerk of the Board, Terry Lyons. Our Clerk Pro Tem, Susie Giavone. The head of the Department of Engineering and Planning, our County Engineer, Bill Coppenhall. I did not see her come in, but I believe Carol Navrit, our Administrator of Health and Human Services. Yeah, thanks, Jim. Carol sent her very capable staff, Joan Russo, our Director of Social Services, the Director of Community Youth Services, Lorraine Hens, Director of Senior Services, Jim McDonald, the County Health Officer. I'd also like to recognize our always available and capable videographer, Thor Carlson. I know that we have many other county employees here, particularly from the various offices, agencies, and boards. I'd just like to take a moment to thank you all for being here as well. And thank you very much.
At this time, I'd like to invite Cheryl Krause, the Deputy District Director, and Congressman Josh Oppenheimer's office for presentations. Thank you for coming.
Good evening. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of Congressman Gottheimer. On this occasion of your swearing in, I would like to present congressional certificates to Freeholder Patillo, Freeholders Pisano, and Sheriff Strada. Do you want to stand up?
Three of us?
Thank you.
We're good.
We're just going to change things up a little bit, just keep you interested. We would like to call forward the newly appointed Director and Deputy Director of the Board to step forward to be administered their oaths of office. You can do it separately, if you prefer. Mr. Okay.
If you would. Okay, time out. No, I Okay. I, Sylvia Patillo,
Sylvia Patillo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
so I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority
And I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
all the duties
of the office of
of the office of
Freeholder Director to the County of Sussex,
Freeholder Director of the County of Sussex,
to fill a one-year term,
for a one-year term,
said term to expire
said term to expire
December 31,
December 31,
2021,
2020,
to which I have been appointed
to which I have been appointed,
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
I state your name.
I, Anastasia,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith
and that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and I will faithfully
and I will faithfully
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of the office of Freeholder Deputy Director for the County of Sussex,
Freeholder Deputy Director for the County of Sussex,
to fill a one-year term,
to fill a one-year term,
said term to expire
said term to expire
December 31, 2021,
December 31, 2021,
to which I have been appointed
to which I have been appointed
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Is there anyone else that would like to be sworn in for anything?
Or sworn in.
Thank you for your patience. At this time, I'd like to open for public session from the floor. Comments are limited to 5 minutes or less and must only address issues regarding the agenda, followed by a 3-minute response time from the freeholder. So please, if you would like to come up and make a statement, right here is a sheet of paper, that's our podium for the evening. You can just state your name and print your name and municipality on the sign-in sheet right here. Is there anyone, I need a motion first to open the public.
Make the motion.
Second? Second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Nays? Opposition? Is there anyone that'd like to come up and speak on the agenda only?
Director, will I have a chance to address anybody, or should I do that?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Again, it's an honor to serve as your sheriff, starting my 4th term, but I want to especially thank my family who's here tonight. Thank you for standing by me for another 3 years. It's been rough. It was a rough one. But Thank you all for standing by me, and I'm looking forward to serving my 4th term. All right. I couldn't ask to serve with a better administrative staff than I have. I know my undersheriffs are here, Keith Armstrong, John Shanstra, John Tomasula, Lee Liddy, they're here tonight. But also the men and women of the Sheriff's Office. We've done some really phenomenal things in the last 9 years. I look forward to the next 3 years of continuing to serve everybody in this room and everybody in the county. I think we do a phenomenal job. I will continue to act in the best interest of the residents of this county, even though some may not believe in everything that I believe in constitutionally. But know that I will always stand up for the Constitution of the state of New Jersey and the Constitution of the United States. I'm here to tell you that, and I know you guys that know me know I'm passionate about that. But again, I just wanted to thank you all for allowing me to serve another term. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I don't think it's nerves as much as it is a little bit of emotions. And again, I forgot to acknowledge my assistant, Hillary Manser, who's with me all the time and goes through some of the stuff that we all go through. But again, I just think it's important that I stand up here and thank you all for allowing me to serve another term. And I will continue to work in the best interest of this county. And I look forward to working with Anthony and everybody else in this group. So thank you very much.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak on the agenda? Not hearing anyone, could I please have a motion to bring it back to the board?
I'll make a motion.
Second. Okay. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Okay. We have no proclamations this evening, so we'll go right to resolutions. I'd like a motion to move resolution 14 to 49.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Is there any discussion? Not hearing any, roll call please.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Casano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Patillo?
Yes.
Freeholder Yarborough?
Yes.
We're going backwards if you don't mind. Okay, we're going to go back to freeholder remarks, which I missed. I apologize. I'm going to start from the back here. So, Anthony, I'm going to begin.
Joy. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask him, how many pages do you have?
I am short, I promise.
All right.
First of all, thank you. Good evening, and Happy New Year to you all. And I must share with you that it is an absolute honor to be here tonight. I look around this room and I see a lot of people who have been a part of this with me, people who've supported me, encouraged me, and took a chance on me. And I just really wanted to say how incredibly thankful I am for that tonight. But I know we didn't do this to win an election. We did this because we understand the challenges that lie before us and the enormity of the task to build a better future for Sussex County. We did this because of our potential, the need to think forward, and the radical desire to have a county government that is rooted in transformation and not transactions. Tonight, our county government just made a historic transformation. Now, I've been told that Sussex County, one of New Jersey's oldest counties, has entrusted me to become the state's youngest freeholder. I'm proud of that, and just as proud to quickly be part of another truly historic moment in which Sussex County will be led by 2 women for the first time in its history. You know, that's not bad for our first outing out here, I have to say. And I believe it to be symbolic of where we're going, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. I have not been shy about the respect I have for my fellow freeholders, and that's because I know each of them very well. Each of us are tremendously different people from different backgrounds who think differently. But all 5 members of this freeholder board were elected on platforms of reform, stemming from the aftermath of situations that inspired all of us to be here in one way or another. And therefore, it yields a freeholder board that is made up of diligent, passionate solution seekers, moving in one direction with a sense of urgency and purpose. But just as importantly, I'm joining a freeholder board made up of members who just want to do the right thing and improve this county for the people who call it home. So I've watched Freeholder Yardley lead this board honorably as its director, while simultaneously being the ultimate dog dad. And he was instrumental in important matters such as no bonding without voter approval and bringing a sense of civility to this board. I've watched Freeholder Fatilla become a tremendous asset for Sussex County, who has made it her mission to speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. And without a doubt, she will be a tremendous director who will lead with integrity. I've watched Freeholder Fantasia passionately stand up for this county and fight her tail off for government transparency and ethics, and I have no doubt that she will be a force for good as deputy director. And I've watched Freeholder Hertzberg protect the safety and well-being of our residents while not being afraid to be innovative and offering sound fiscal solutions. This is a team, and it's a pretty good team. And I thank you, each of you, for welcoming me with open arms, and I'm truly looking forward to working with all of you. Now, my mother is here tonight. Yep. And countless times throughout my childhood, she would remind me that God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I can't imagine why she said that to me so much as a child, but it stuck with me partly because of how relevant it is to the approach that I'm going to take with this office. On New Year's Eve, I visited this county office just simply to get the lay of the land. And I ran into quite a few county employees who were eager to share their concerns and ideas. Their passion was contagious, and they would explain to me what they do, where they came from, and what we can do better together. That's crucial. Oftentimes, finding solutions for county government falls on the back of county employees, and that cannot happen. There are residents and taxpayers too, who have great ideas on how to make Sussex County better, more sustainable, more efficient, and I look forward to getting to know you as well and hearing those ideas. I'm willing to work with anyone and everyone who is looking to get more done for the people of Sussex County at less of an expense for the people of Sussex County. Because we're on a mission to build a better future for Sussex County, and I believe we have a great foundation to do just that. I can't thank you all enough for your trust in me. I'm so excited to do this. Thank you, and God bless.
Sure. Well, I can't believe it's been a year since we were sitting in these seats taking that oath like you did, Anthony. You ever see those pictures they have when they show the president when he took office and the president when he left office, and how old they look? Last year I had hair. But that's only because you put so much work into something that you love. And, when I took this, I wasn't involved in politics as much. I did it in Sparta, that's my home. I wasn't paying attention to a lot of things. But when it grabbed my attention, there were things that I saw that I didn't like or that I thought needed to be done better. I got involved. And I'll still remember being at my 9-year-old basketball practice, getting a phone call from a number I didn't recognize. And even a year ago, I didn't get as many junk calls, so I actually answered it. And it was Anthony Fasano calling, introducing himself and asking if he could help with my campaign. And I remember hanging the phone up, being so impressed with just a 5-minute conversation, never thinking that he'd be sitting at the end of the table with me at the time. But I'm so glad that you are. And I just know from knowing you obviously, but from hearing you speak, that we're on the same page, we have the same direction, and I'm honored that you're here with us, and I look forward to working with you. There was 2 big things that I really felt was important that I wanted to accomplish. We all bring different things to the table, we all have different focuses and goals when we take a position like this. Mine were the financial stability in the county was something I was extremely concerned about. I hate to say it, but sometimes it's all stuff all comes back to money. There's so many good things that we don't do because we can't do them. So that was one of the things I really wanted to to work on, and I thank Director Yardley for letting me be a part of working on the financial solutions that we are imposing. And the other was, as Anthony touched on, the relationship and the treatment of the county employees, something we've heard over and over again. But something that didn't really hit home to me until I was walking the parade route on 4th of July as the mayor of Sparta, and somebody grabbed me from the crowd and said, "I'm voting for you, I work at the county, and we support you, Dawn." And it really made an impact on me that these people were paying attention, because I wasn't paying attention like that when I was, months before that. But it really made an impact on me that these employees, they knew that the people that sit up in the seat affect their lives. Not only affect the entire county residents, but directly affect their lives. And you hear story after story how things weren't done the right way, there were promises made and weren't kept. And you can see why. You can see the financial position and some of the things that were done, but we knew there was a better way to do it. And we promised them. We couldn't make promises on what we could do, but we could promise them by treating them with respect that we would get to a better place. And I feel like we've really worked towards that goal this year. Those two things were really important. I feel like we made big strides this year. I'm really proud of that. And none of us, not the administrator and his staff, none of us were here when these problems were created, but they're ours now. And we're going to make sure that we do what we can to fix them. And I'm just glad that we have this team, because nobody does it by themselves. And if you don't have a dedicated team of people with the same focus, and I'm including county employees, because we all have the same focus, you don't get it done. And I can say with some certainty that we all have the same focus and we're going down the right direction. So, Happy New Year to everyone. Thanks for coming. I must have heard 5 or 6 times how long your speech is, so I'm going to cut mine off. But thank you guys for coming and supporting us, and Happy New Year.
Okay. I always get nervous when I use. I think by now it'll be okay. First, I'd like to, I have to take and point out one special person. I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with me and the time I spent at the county building. I think if you asked her where I live, she would have said, he's over at the county building, or he's somewhere. But I want to thank my wife. I don't think many people realize the amount of time you spend being director. And Sylvia and Dawn, I wish you a lot of luck. Phone calls and you'll constantly get. I'd like to congratulate Mike Sheriff Strada and incoming Sylvia and Deputy Sheriff Dawn Fantasia, especially our new freeholder Anthony, who is now the youngest freeholder in New Jersey, and of course John Sertsberg for all of your support. When I was elected in 2017, it was kind of the odd man out. The freeholder board was still wrestling with the meltdown of the solar project and the hangover from the economic meltdown. Dawn and Josh were elected in 2018 and became freeholder director in January of last year, and the board immediately got to work on the reform agenda. The board adopted a new rule that limits the amount of debt that can be incurred without going, limited the amount of debt that can be incurred without going to the voters for approval. And we made it so the voters would have the final say on all future bonding like the solar program. So we slammed the door on those things happening again. Everybody can think back at, we ended up bonding something and did not going to happen again. What we've done. One of the goals when I was elected was to improve our veteran services. I worked with Dave Pearson to bring Catholic Charities into the county, and so they have a great outreach program. We took the veteran service officer that was located just in Franklin Township, and now it's offered in Newton, eliminating many of the veterans that would have to drive to Dover for that service. The Freeholder Board, as a group, we were able to provide extra services for seniors, including transportation, information, and assistance with a grant from the federal government. The board adopted Senator Orho's resolution. We adopted many, many resolutions. This one you may not have heard of, but it was one of the most important that we adopted. It was to support the Human Trafficking and Child Exploitation Prevention Act. I don't know if the senator was left, but that was his ordinance, and thank you for passing that. We sent that to all of the counties throughout the state of New Jersey, and I think municipalities. The board, as a group, we asked tough questions and have identified many areas in which savings can be realized. We enacted major consolidations in conjunction with the sheriff, such as the jail, in conjunction with Sheriff Strata, and we've resulted in some savings from that. We're working with entrepreneurs and planners to find ways to rebrand Sussex County to attract more commercial investment. Our location in major metropolitan areas and the promise of new forms of we have promises of new forms of transportation offers a very positive possibility for the future of the county. Most importantly, the board has listened to the people of Sussex County and their concerns. And we fought to give all of you a voice. When you came to us and expressed your concern about Governor Murphy's sanctuary state scheme, we fought Murphy and his administration to make sure that people had the right to express their opinion at the ballot box, and we won on that issue. So I'd like to move forward and continue the work that we've begun, and we'll continue to look for more ways to improve productivity and services. Thank all of you sincerely for your support that you've given me. Thanks for your friendship. Let's keep the momentum going. I look forward to working with all of you, this board, and all of you out there in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. This definitely is historic, having two females. I don't know if we realized what we did. You have two women leading, two Italian women leading with our hands, and this, I'm going to make this quick as I possibly can genetically. I'm going to try. So, first I'd like to thank Tom Kroll. Thank you for being here tonight. Tom and I worked together in Franklin. He's a native of Franklin, so that was great that you came here tonight. And my two daughters, Maria and Lila, thank you for coming. And also the D24 legislative team, Senator Orho, who did have to do swearing in PATCOM this evening, Assemblyman Howard's and Parker Space, and Sheriff Estrada, congratulations. Also, I'd like to appreciate and recognize the hard work put forth by the county employees. It was an education going from municipal to county, but with all of your help and your guidance, you go from having 2 chiefs to having 20 chiefs and a whole staff. So it's been an education, but thank you for all of your assistance and how you assisted me. So as Freeholder Hertzberg and I completed the first year of our term, it was paramount that we stayed true to the issues that we set forth and what we had campaigned upon. So as we again establish our goals tonight, I feel like the board can agree on one guiding principle, differentiating needs versus wants. So we need to promote affordability while providing comprehensive services to our county residents. And the core principle applies in multiple ways. First, there's the need to provide safe communities. Now again, as Freeholder Yardley stated, the will of the voters of Sussex County was on clear display this past November with the ballot question in opposition to flawed components of the New Jersey Immigrant Trust Directive. The voters sent a clear and powerful message to the Office of the Attorney General and the Governor that the safety of Sussex County far surpasses convoluted feel-good measures that did very little to protect many of our residents. There's a need to protect the financial interests of our residents, again, when we engage in elected projects that exceed standard appropriations or involve third-party bonding. That decision goes back to you, the voters. There's always the need for clear and concise communication between the county and the municipalities we serve. We are in the customer service business for our 24 municipalities. So this year the board piloted liaison assignments. My towns were Vernon, Franklin, Ogdensburg, Hamburg, and Hardiston. And this enabled me to focus not only on being present at their special events, which there were many, and that's the fun part. Also, when the town's mayor or councilman had any questions, sometimes they would reach out directly to me so I could turn around and turnkey that message to the right individual. So even though our board is elected at large, it allowed me and the rest of us to form some relationships in concentrated areas. It was especially helpful during the most recent winter storm, where towns I was assigned to, specifically Ogdensburg and Vernon, suffered extended periods without electricity, property damage, and I was able to directly advocate for residents and provide specific and continuous feedback and communication to even individuals. So So I found that to be very helpful. There's a need to provide comprehensive health and human services. For example, our area is under siege with a sharp rise in tick-borne illnesses. Our cooperation and drive to make this public health threat a priority led to the first tick-borne illness symposium in cooperation with the county college, and we look forward to expanding those efforts in the upcoming year. There's a need for ethical and open practice in everything we do. The establishment of a county ethics board was discussed at length in our public meetings, and I fully expect to have formal action taken on this issue in the new year. Lastly, there's a need to support our District 24 legislators as they tirelessly push at the state level for our needs in this often forgotten corner of the state of New Jersey. There's many state issues that are outside of the direct control of this freeholder board, but it's our duty to be mindful of any and all legislation that creates inequity and increases the cost of living and infringes upon the rights of our county. Often it's the decisions made in Trenton that deal us the largest financial blow. As an example, there's a need to provide safe and structurally sound roads and bridges, and our state legislators are committed to bringing back those funds to the county. Additionally, Mr. Parrott can attest that unfunded mandates are no stranger to our county. The vote-by-mail directives were indeed found by the courts to be an unfunded mandate, costing counties tens of thousands of dollars. And by our county aligning with NJAC, the New Jersey Association of Counties, we won this fight in court. Thank you. That was a good one. Yeah, we liked it. No, but it's very true. I mean, when they pass these down, it's our counties that end up paying you, the taxpayer, and we can't move forward with that. Another unfunded mandate comes by the way of the New Jersey Highlands Water Protection and Planning Act. That costs our neighbors in West Milford more than $500,000 a year in lost revenue. And if you're not aware, West Milford had filed a complaint to the state that seeks to have the law declared unconstitutional. Now, Mayor Shortway, former Mayor Shortway, who is now a councilman in Vernon, last year had expressed to me that existing sewer debt and restricted growth in Vernon was directly related to state mandates, with the state legislature failing to appropriate resources to offset that permanent source of revenue, which also we can find in our school populations lessening. So this issue is not unique to Vernon, it's widespread. And perhaps the most critical safety issue, and regardless of your political affiliation, we should all be aware of current and proposed state legislation that threatens our ability to take away our means to protect ourselves, our families, and our liberty. Look no further than Virginia for a clear example of state overreach and policies intentionally written in a convoluted manner to cast a broad net of firearms regulations that are widely open to interpretation. This is a slippery slope, and states control specific laws such as permits, licenses, open carry, concealed carry, reciprocity, red flag. They're all enacted by the state. These laws are evolving to create an environment entirely hostile for legal gun ownership, including prohibitive costs, loose language that may be used to outright ban firearms, and intentional barriers to insurance here in New Jersey. So it appears that we're devolving into the question of legal gun ownership in New Jersey, period. And this affects residents in Sussex County, and this issue has been brought to us time and time again, that it is not this board that makes that decision, but it is the duty of this board to support our District 24 legislators and the preservation of our constitutional rights. I look forward to serving this year in the capacity of Deputy Director and working with this board to address the needs I've mentioned in the spirit of trust and mutual respect, and doing what is good and right in your service. I'll end by thanking the voters for again putting their trust and their faith in this team. And I wish a happy and healthy new year in 2020 and beyond. And God bless all of you.
So anyway, I'm glad that everyone is here, and I'd like to welcome to our 2020 reorganization meeting. And this evening, I'm especially thankful to the voters for the confidence they have shown in me. And I'm also grateful to serve as director this year and to work with Dawn Fantasia in a new position as deputy director to advance the issues that are important to Sussex County. I would also like to congratulate my running mate, Anthony Pisano, and welcome him to the Freeholder Board. As we all can see, Anthony is energized and ready to go. He makes a great addition to our team, and I look forward to working with him this year along with Josh and with Irvine. I would also like to congratulate our Sheriff, Mike Strada, and just thank you for those beautiful words that you spoke tonight. Tonight, I would like to to share with you some of our prior year's accomplishments and the goals that I would like to see considered for 2020. First is the adoption of a debt management plan. As part of good financial planning, the Board of Chosen Freeholders adopted a debt management policy for the county that will reduce county debt, prevent the Freeholder Board from issuing debt on behalf of a third party, and non-recurring capital projects over $10 million will need voter approval. The adoption of this policy complements the fund balance policy the board adopted at the end of the fiscal year 2018 that fosters prudent tax rate management and protects our strong credit rating. Every year, the county makes significant annual investments in its transportation infrastructure. This year, the County Engineering Department, under the direction of Bill Carpinell, actively managed a variety of multi-year road and bridge projects. Of the $36 million invested, we received in excess of $24 million in grant funding through the New Jersey Transportation Trust Funds. Some of the highlights of the 2019 investments included 16,000 feet of guide rail upgrades, 32 miles of road paving, and 100 miles of restriping. And it's important to note here that our commitment to improve our transportation infrastructure is also an investment in economic development. In order to attract businesses, we have to have good roads and good bridges to move people and goods throughout the county and beyond. The County of Sussex is in the second year of its 3-year financial commitment to the Sussex County Economic Development Partnership. The county's investment in the SCEDP supports its mission to the creation of sustainable economic opportunity and prosperity to improve the quality of life in Sussex County. I'd like to talk about the jail you mentioned on it, but I'd like to be a little further involved with that. Sussex County has scaled back its operations at the Keogh Dwyer Correctional Facility, and after careful consideration of declining jail population due to bail reform, an agreement was approved on June 26 by the Freeholder Board authorizing the housing of adult inmates in the Morris County facility effective November 1st. This agreement represents another opportunity to continue to reduce costs and improve service delivery. But in addition, this is what I want to mention, the agreement expands services Morris County had been providing for the housing of female inmates since April 1st. It also builds upon past successes for medical examiner services, juvenile detention, and youth shelter services that counties are required to provide. Sussex County has recognized savings of more than $2 million annually as a result of these agreements. Now I'd like to spend a little time with our Division of Health and Human Services. The Division of Health and Human Services was recently contacted by the New Jersey Department of Health and the Center for Disease Control and Prevention to participate in a survey on the Powassan virus. In 2019, Sussex County has had 4 cases of Powassan virus disease, which is a rare illness spread by the bite of an infected tick. I would like to thank the 272 residents that took part in this survey because this study will provide vital information which will result in recommendations to help protect residents from this disease and improve patient diagnosis throughout all of New Jersey. Also, we continue to be diligent in our fight against the opioid overdose epidemic crisis that has struck at the heart of our community. Through county funding, we are able to assist people with inpatient, outpatient, detox, and recovery support through Chapter 51 funding. Also, with the help of the Clear Recovery Program, we are fighting back. Now their trained professional coaches are able to meet people in the emergency ward who have any hint of any type of substance abuse disorder. These coaches are at the bedside within 1 hour, and they have served 1,200 people in the last 2 years. So we're finally at a point with the opioid epidemic, which we are fighting back. It's still raging. It's still raging, but we have the grant money, we have the funds, we have the different collaborations, and we're fighting back. And it's good to hear that they can now go into the hospitals, and as soon as they're called, within an hour, they are at the bedside of that person. And 1,200 people in 2 years is making a difference. Our Health and Human Services Department, under the direction of Nick Luisi, initiated a series of public opioid symposiums. And And they were in 3 different parts of the county, so everyone was able to attend, and they were on different days of the week, so there were no excuses. These forums were designed to engage residents and openly discuss the opioid epidemic, Sussex County response to it, and the services available for residents who have been touched by it. At the symposiums, Nick Louisi introduced another initiative called the Overdose Fatality Review Team. This team was organized to identify missed opportunities for prevention and gaps in the system. And the data collected will support recommendations for policies, programs, or changes to the law that will mitigate overdose deaths. Last spring, Health and Human Services under Kristen Turtur provided education training for schools and police departments on the truth about vapes. Participants received tools and resources to combat the increased vaping in the schools. You mentioned the veterans, so I won't talk about the veterans. There's so many pages here, excuse me, I didn't use a statement. I would also like to acknowledge all the wonderful, dedicated, and passionate volunteers that work tirelessly on their food pantry. This year they have fed countless individuals and families monthly. They distributed almost 600 weekend backpacks to 7 school districts and 1 preschool. If you don't know what that is, it's children that may not be able to be fed at home for whatever reason. They give them backpacks filled with food that they can take home for the weekends to sustain them until they come back on Monday. They give monthly support to 27 food pantries and customized dietary needs for seniors in senior housing. Now, as we move into the new year, there are a few initiatives that I would like to mention this evening and ask the board to consider in 2020. I would like to propose holding an annual goal-setting session to give each freeholder the chance to present issues that are important to them and to create an opportunity where we could brainstorm strategies together, then take our goals and communicate them to our administrators so they can be integrated into their work plans. Also, as the county and the SCEDP, that is the Sussex County Economic Development Partnership, continue to collaborate this year, I would like to work towards identifying state and federal resources that can be leveraged towards future planning that includes a market analysis of the entire county. With the development of an effective, actionable marketing strategy, we can deliver a strong social media campaign to help businesses flourish and to create demand for our local attractions, our experiences, and tourism's available in the county. Next is really important. In 2020, not that they're not all important, but this one is new and it gives us new opportunities, and I'll explain. The county will receive a grant to hire a transportation consultant that will analyze the county's current bus service, Skyland's Ride, for the purpose of review, evaluation, and increasing the effectiveness of the bus service throughout our county. This is very important to our residents because it will give the county another opportunity to work with New Jersey Transit to increase the options for transportation. So we finally have a grant that's going to give us someone who would work with New Jersey to actually hear the needs of Sussex County, and hopefully by evaluating everything, we'll be able to increase our options for our residents. In closing, I would like to thank our business administrator, Greg Puff, our clerk, Terry Lyons, our attorney, Kevin Kelly, and all of our department administrators, division directors, supervisors, employees, and the many volunteers who serve on our boards. They are dedicated to improving the quality of life that we enjoy in Sussex County. I would like to thank my colleagues on the Freeholder Board for their support as we move forward in 2020. And of course, a big thank you to all of you for your part in making Sussex County such an enjoyable and an amazing place to live. Okay, now back to public session. And once again, we'd like to have a motion to open for public session, please.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Please note, everyone is asked to keep their comments in 5 minutes or less, and just state your name and municipality on the paper if you come up to our podium this evening. You can speak on anything. Is there anything or anyone that would like to speak? Okay, not hearing anyone, then you bring it back to the motion,
I'll
please.
make the motion close.
Second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Our liaison appointments will be made at a later date. And one reminder, please go to our website for all meeting dates and times at www.sussex.newjersey.us. And before we close, I would like to invite everyone to our reception at the Moose Lodge at 214 Schwartz Road. You are all invited. Please come and have the opportunity to say thank you for all that you're doing. So a motion to adjourn is ordered.
So moved.
Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Adjourned.